Hello and welcome to the dual stream of Joe Schmo and Trial TV Live of Day 1 of Arizona versus Lori Daybell Esquire. I am the Squeegee of Justice alongside my good friend Joe Schmo. How are you tonight, Joe?
Outstanding. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for being in the courtroom as you were with the Charles Vallow case. We always appreciate hearing your insight and I know we have a lot of new people that are to both of our audiences, to our chat. So
it is a long day, but I have been, Judge Bresky kept us running from before he banged the gavel, which he didn't bang the gavel, but before he started court. He was on a schedule today.
That's interesting that you're right. He does not bang a gavel.
There are 4 rows of seats. The first 2 rows are reserved for media, and the back 2 rows are reserved for the public. When you go to get into the courtroom, they let the media in first, so the media just goes in and fills in the back 2 rows, and then they let the public in and they fill in the middle 3 rows.
Okay, so there's not like people elbowing and saying, "Hey, I was here first," that kind of thing. Everybody's pretty cool and respectful. Quick question from Calm Sunshine: is Tom Evans there?
No, he is not. He has not come to this trial.
Okay. Now, the juror from the Charles Vallow, she came back. I forget her name?
Yes.
Taj, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Start us off. What happened first, or just go through your notes, or how do you want to do this?
Well, while we're waiting to get in, though, I asked Nate Eaton yesterday morning. I asked him this morning, is there going to be another one? Is Lori going to do this every single day, and the judge is going to have to issue an order every single day to force her to come to court? And he was like, "Oh, I hadn't thought of that. So no, I don't know." But it didn't hang very long because people started coming into court. The attorneys started coming in. The family members started coming in. We're like, okay, Lori's going to be in the court. She's going to be here today. But Brandon Boudreaux's family came in, and it was a huge flock of people. So there's a victim advocate, and I know her now very well. I mean, not on a personal level, but I know who she is and what she does. And she took them into the family victim room, and I posted on X. I'm like, they're going to fill up 2 seats, so that's going to take 1 seat away from the public, but it is what it is. They deserve first seating, of course. And they did end up taking up 2 seats when we all got seated. They get seated about the same time as the media before the public comes in, and they filled up 2 rows, but they were there to support Brandon and probably knew that Brandon would be testifying today. None of us knew what order that Trina K would go in that I know of. But obviously they did because there were a bunch of them there.
Was Colby there? Lily Wayne is asking. He was not. Okay.
No, Colby was not. Kay was.
But Kay was.
Okay. So 10:13, the court goes on the record. Jury's not there yet. Oldest guy, he was juror number 10. He was the oldest guy by far. He's ancient. Yeah. He's the one I described on my live. The Navy veteran that retired from 2 different careers in his life. Thought. Yeah. And he said the note that he passed to the court staff was, "Last night on my way home, I had a fever and chills and was just not feeling well. And I think I should probably just go ahead and, retire from," he didn't say retire from the jury. I'm going to say that for him. Just because this is day 1 and he's having these health issues, at some point down the road, it may get worse. So let's just go ahead and nip it in the bud. But we have already, just like in the first trial, we're down 1 juror. Like we're down 1 juror. Military experience, and so we honor his military service and just his life in general, and his willingness in the first place to come serve on a jury and give it a try at his age. That's amazing.
Okay, so he didn't even come in, right? Or
nope.
Like he didn't even come
well,
in.
he may have come in and handed a note to the court staff. He may have, because they said he handed a note to court staff, so he may have physically done that, or he may have sent it. He may have sent it electronically.
Okay. Didn't tell us the makeup of the jury, if you don't mind. We know there was 8 and 8, right? 8 men, 8 women, but now we're down 1 male. So
right.
Just generalize, I guess.
And a wide range of ages and a wide range of lifestyles, and I don't mean like that in the LGBTQ way. I mean like in the there's a dude that has Trace calls him Captain Jack because he wears like this band on his head, and he wore it to jury selection, and he wears it to and he wore it today to A1, and he has this band across his head, and he's got a kind of some pirate looking facial hair going on. And then there's another guy that's got long hair and a mustache and facial hair. And then there's some like middle of the road, middle-aged people. And then the women are a wide variety. They're mostly younger though. I think they're almost all younger. I'll have to pay more attention tomorrow, but I think all of the women on the jury are pretty much younger women, but they just seem to have, they seem to be all pretty even keeled for the most part.
Okay.
The Captain Jack, I think, is a little fidgety based on my observations today. What's funny is in the first trial, the guy that sat in that exact same chair was a fidgety guy that was prone to not paying attention and looking off into space. And this juror number 9 is in the exact same chair, and he's kind of the same way, a little bit different, but kind of the same.
All right. So we kind of have a makeup of the jury. Judge Boreski, he was in good form. How was Lori? Was she, well, we saw her walk in yesterday and she was all kind of hunched over, and to me, she kind of started off slow, but gained speed. How was she for you? Like, what did you think?
When she walked in carrying her huge armful of legal folders and stuff that she carried in with her, I mean, she looked just like she did in trial 1 to me.
Okay.
And then when her voice seemed just as consistent with the first trial during opening statements.
Okay. I felt that she seemed a little, for me, she felt weak at the beginning, but as the trial went on, she gained more confidence, or not confidence. She just sounded stronger. Like at the beginning, she sounded, and then as maybe after lunch, maybe she's starting to feel better. Who knows? What actually, do you know what was it, a stomach flu? Because she's on Tylenol, which to me would be like a headache or a cold.
Headache. The judge actually said headache, and he didn't say she has a headache. He said a headache wouldn't be an objective reason, an objective medical reason to preclude you from coming to court. He said a headache wouldn't be something. So I think it's a headache. I think he kind of like slipped a little bit and what it is, but here's the thing. And this is what Judge Boreski mentioned yesterday. I would like to note that the defendant can talk and act just fine in front of the jury, in front of the jurors, but now she can't seem to talk. So that's not how debilitating migraines work. You don't just pop up and, oh, I'm good for like a half an hour, and then, oh, I can't do anything again. I mean, right. That's not how they work.
Head on desk, she had her head on her desk. She was sounding so deflated. So Monday she was sick. They took Tuesday off. Wednesday they did jury selection. Now here we are.